In this video, we will show you how to jog the machine in manual mode on the OKUMA L250 control. So the first thing I would need to do is unlock the machine. You can see it's locked out for safety purposes. Let's unlock it. And then I'm going to go ahead and open the door. Since the spindle isn't running, I can do that. And I'm going to go ahead and jog the machine around. I have to press manual mode in order to use any of the controls down here. And the first axis I'm going to jog is the Z-axis. I'll press Z, and I'm going to leave it on the fastest jog speed here and use the pulse wheel. And we will see the entire turret and what it's attached to move to the Z negative direction. So I'm moving that right now. You see the turret moving? It's moving toward the spindle. Okay, so that's the Z-axis, that's the negative direction. This here would be the positive direction. Let's try to move the X-axis and see what that looks like. I'll select X. Again, I'm still in manual mode, the fastest jog speed, and I'm going to move the X in the negative direction. As you can see, it's moving toward the workpiece center, and now I'm moving in the X positive direction. Pretty easy to move the machine around. Now, when I'm in the process of setting the machine up, I would want to be in a finer resolution per pulse if I were touching tools off on, let's say, the face of the workpiece. I might use the fastest jog speed to get myself close, maybe moving over in Z and getting very close. Now, I have to be careful here. If I continue on, I could just break the tool, which would not be very cool, now would it? Okay, so at this point, let's say I wanted to touch this off maybe with a piece of paper or with something. I would want to slow down to this jog speed here, and then I could slowly come in and touch off possibly with a piece of paper if I wanted to do that. Or if I had the door shut and the spindle was running, I could go into this jog speed, and this is only moving 1/1000th per pulse. And that's a good speed for touch-off purposes, typically. Now, there are times where you must go to this jog speed, which is 1/10,000th per pulse, to do a finer touch-off and a more accurate qualification of the face of the workpiece or the qualification of a tool. And of course, if I go to the fastest jog speed, which is 5/1000ths per pulse, it's going to move much faster. I will go positive Z so I don't run into the workpiece. And I'm going to move the X-axis all the way back up here, kind of getting it clear. Then at this point, I could use the press and hold jog slide buttons down here. I could just press and hold this one, which is going to give me X positive. Let me do that. And now I can press and hold this one here, which will give me Z positive. So now what I've done is gone as far as I can go in X and as far as I can go in Z, and therefore putting the turret in the tool change position, and I can see on the control that I'm on both limits right here, that lit up. And that's jogging the machine. So normally we can use the slide jog buttons to get ourselves within a couple inches of the workpiece, and then at that point we would start using the pulse wheel with the X and the Z and the appropriate speed to touch off or get really close to the workpiece. It could be very dangerous to slide jog and then continue on and crash right into the workpiece, which is very possible. So we want to take some care there. One more thing about the slide jog buttons. These move pretty fast, as you can see, pretty quickly. I can modify the speed at which the machine jogs by using the rapid override. Maybe I go down to 30%, and now it's moving very slowly. Okay, now I'm in pretty close proximity to the workpiece, so I would not want to be slide jogging at this point. Unless I were returning back to the tool change position, I might go back to 100% and press and hold both of these, therefore sending X and Z to the tool change position. and that's jogging the machine.